Hello, this is Jazzy at Video Store Sasquatch here. We're doing our Throwback Thursday. We're going through the Christmas movies this week again. Then some box office stuff, and after that, some news articles I picked up, and then we'll talk about the early nomination stuff for the Video Store Awards here. So we're going to jump right into the Christmas movies here. We're doing 25 days of them. This is 12/12 Thursday, the Christmas Chronicles, starring Kurt Russell, Darby Camp, Judah Lewis, Oliver Hudson, directed by Clay Catus. The story of sister and brother Kate and Teddy Pierce, whose Christmas Eve plan to catch Santa Claus on camera turns into an unexpected journey that most kids could only dream of. This movie, I gave 4 reindeer. It's newer. Kurt Russell's pretty cool as the Santa Claus. There's a lot of world building into it. The elves are kind of creepy more than cute, but it works for what it is. And the big thing about this one was it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun in this movie. It's definitely a kids movie. It's for the kids, which is fine, as a lot of these movies are. They should be. Their world building is good. We introduced to Goldie Hawn, so we know there's going to be a second one, because obviously the next day we're going to talk about it. And there's a great writing here. This movie was, just pretty solid average affair for the 4 reindeer, but there ain't nothing wrong with that. These are talking about Christmas movies. We're not talking about overall movies here, so it's just an average Christmas movie, but still worth the watch here. I'm glad we watched on Thursday, and on Friday 13th here we watched the Christmas Chronicles Part 2. Like I said, starring Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn, Darby Camp, and Julian Dennison. Directed by Chris Columbus. Kate Pierce, now a cynical teen, is unexpectedly reunited with Santa Claus when a mysterious troublemaker threatens to cancel Christmas forever, and the mysterious troublemaker was Julian Dennison. This one I gave a 3 reindeer. I think it dropped off a lot from the first one. I don't like the whole beach premise with Santa Claus and stuff like this as they try to do. It's too bad because Chris Columbus has done a couple good movies, obviously Home Alone and stuff like this. So it's kind of well, I wonder what the Christmas magic was for this one. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell have great chemistry though as Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. There's nothing wrong with it at all that makes it a total cash grab. It just felt like it was okay, we had Christmas Chronicles, it was successful, and now let's do Christmas Chronicles 2. See if we get it to be just as successful, and it just wasn't. It just wasn't for me. This is the first time I actually watched the second one, so I'm kind of judging it really fresh, unlike some of these movies. But that's how I felt about that. And that was Friday the 13th here. The next one we're doing is Saturday, December 14th, Elf, starring Will Ferrell, James Caan, Bob Newhart, Zoe Deschanel, directed by Jon Favreau. Raised as an oversized elf, Buddy travels from the North Pole to New York City to meet his biological father, Walter Hobbs, who doesn't know he exists and is in desperate need of some Christmas spirit. This one I gave 6 reindeers. This one's a classic. There really is a good Netflix documentary about the movies that made us, and they're all holiday editions, and they showcase this one, Home Alone, and a couple other ones. You'll know as soon as you see it, but the only reason I want to bring it up with this one is it kind of shows how it was made. It kind of shows cutesy stuff that was took to make it, and I think that there's a real good authentication to it. That's why it lasts as long. This isn't my exact favorite Will Ferrell movie, but this isn't my exactly favorite holiday movie, but I understand exactly what it is. That's why I got 6 reindeer. And another thing about it is Jon Favreau is a great actor, a great director, so he brings in this whole world of Santa and the elves, and he links it back with the claymations and stuff like this. It's very good. It's very interwoven, very Christmassy. So that is Saturday, December 14th, rolling into December 15th, Sunday, The Polar Express, starring Tom Hanks, Chris Coppola, Michael Jeter, and Leslie Zemeckis, directed by Robert Zemeckis. On Christmas Eve, a young boy embarks on a magical adventure to the North Pole of the Polar Express while learning about friendship, bravery, and spirit of Christmas. To be honest with you, I haven't watched this movie since it came out, and when it came out, I would have been, like in my teenage years, and I didn't get it when it came out. And I thought maybe like if I go back as an adult and try to understand it, I would get it. I just didn't get it. I give this one two reindeer. I think it's one of those ones that kind of has all the right people in it, and that's why the people do kind of follow it. But it doesn't have anything special to it to me. It's kind of boring. Especially with the animations nowadays, this wasn't as good as it could have been, and they're just it's not my favorite. That was Sunday, December 15th. So now we're on Monday, December 16th. We have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, starring Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Juliette Lewis, Johnny Galecki, directed by Jeremiah S. Chechik. Though Griswold's plans for a big family Christmas quickly turns into a big disaster. It's funny how a movie from the 80s where it depicted a company not giving its Christmas bonus is like so tragic that they actually had to make a whole movie on it, and like how whole depressing it would be, and like that was the turnaround for the boss was like, oh yeah, I guess we should do this if we're like having our employees count on as part of their salaries. I gave this 8/8 reindeer plus Rudolph. This movie is timeless. I think this is one of the oldest movies on the whole thing we did. Chevy Chase, slapstick humor is the greatest. Beverly D'Angelo, beautiful. Julia Lewis, funny. John Galecki, young kid. I like how Julia Lewis Dreyfus is in it, and she just can't catch a break with the Griswolds as her neighbor with her yuppie husband. So there's just so much stuff to like about this movie. It's just so good. That's 8/8 plus Rudolph. This is 8/8 reindeer plus Rudolph. This is like the premiere start of the classics that we're watching here, and that we'll always constantly watch no matter what every year. This is the big one for a lot of people. It's a big one for me. As a matter of fact, in our area, I think this month, Chevy Chase was here doing a question and answer about the Christmas Vacation. So just think about how timeless it is. They're still talking about it in live form in theater groups. So there you are. And then December 17th, we had Miracle on 34th Street, starring Richard Attenborough, Elizabeth Perkins, and Dylan McDermott, directed by Les Mayfield. A lawyer and a little girl must prove that a man claiming to be Santa Claus is a real thing. I give this 6 reindeer. It's a remake from a classic. The only reason why we did the 1994 one is just because I just can't stand black and white movies. I can't stand the wholeness of it. I probably could have sat through it for this one though, but I just didn't. This one's good. I mean, this is a good story, just wholesome. I like how like Coles like brought itself into it, and like they brought into like a whole like scheme for the government or for the big department stores to be ripping you off with Santa Claus. There's a cool imagination to that. The whole core part, yeah, 6 reindeer for sure. I'll Be Home for Christmas, starring, so that was the 12/17. So that was December 17th. That was yesterday, which would have been Tuesday. This is today, which we just got done watching. That's why I kind of jumped it. December 18th, I'll Be Home for Christmas, starring Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Jessica Biel, Adam Lavarna, and Gary Cole, directed by Arlene Sanford. A college student faces an impossible journey when he is left stranded in the desert, thousands of miles from home, with no money and only a few days left until Christmas. 5 reindeer. This always makes you kind of think of what kind of career JTT could have had with just how big he was when this was out. Jessica Biel's in it, and it has the other Seventh Heaven with Robbie being in it too, and Adam Lavarna. I spotted him as soon as I was like, there ain't no way. So it was kind of cool that they're both in this. This one's decent. This one's a good childhood reminder. This is 96. I mean, there's nothing like groundbreaking about it, but it's a good movie. Gary Cole's in it. He ends up being Ricky Bobby's dad. 5 reindeer, like I said. This is just a solid, great attempt at a movie. It's a younger part of it, the teenage part of it is like a coming of age movie. It's perfect for the holidays, perfect for everything that you're trying to do around this time of year. So yeah, definitely worth it. So that was our week in review of Christmas movies we watched. Next thing we have here is the box office we're going to talk about from this weekend. Um, this weekend would have been see, it'd been cool that I clicked that and like the schedule popped up like I thought it would, but this weekend would have been the 12 whatever. We're not gonna worry about it. Moana. Oh, here it would have been 12, 13, and 12, 15. December 13th and December 15th this weekend. Box office Moana two still strong. 26.5 million, 339.2 total. Wicked 22.6. It's they're like right there. I mean, 4 million apart. And I told you guys that these movies, if that one, if not both, is going to take over that Craven the Hunter spot. And it did. Craven the Hunter only hit 11 million, the lowest disappointing blockbuster you ever have. That don't surprise me. Even Gladiator 2 in its fourth week as a rated R movie is still only $4 million less than what Craven did. That just tells you how bad Craven was. It was, like I said, I walked out of it. I couldn't even finish the last half hour of it. I still doing it. So we're going to go right from that bad news for Craven to this. Sony reportedly wants to sell the rights to Spider-Man back to Marvel Studios. I think this is the best move Sony can do. Maybe get back some of that movie money that Craven and Madam Web and Venom lost for you. Good try. You still have, I mean, if Sony doesn't do this, they have to make their own Spider-Man and at least sell the Tom Holland Spider-Man rights or figure out how to do that to Disney. And figure out. I mean, the Spider-Man's a huge entity. You're about to get injected with a huge amount of money, so I just sell it, move it on, let Marvel Studios take it over, and they'll do it right. Red One set MGM Plus record with 50 million views the first week on Prime. This is surprising. Now, I don't know how surprising it really is. You get a Rock movie with Chris Evans, and it hits Prime like directly after it's going to be in the theaters. I kind of roasted this movie. I think that I'm right. I don't think this movie is very good. I don't think there's a lot of good chemistry between Chris Evans and The Rock. But and I think that the box office obviously showed that. Now, saying that is awesome. That when it came back around, it hit the 50 million. I don't know what that exactly means for them, considering that I've heard other movies at like 75 million, 100 million in the first week and month. So I don't really know, but it was a record for MGM Plus, so I'm sure that kind of recuperated some of their good faith in The Rock and all that. Hopefully. I don't know. It's just crazy. That's a lot of views. And then Mason Gooding is returning to Scream 7. It's the first one to come back since like Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera both got kind of fired off. He's the first one of the new generation to come back. Anna Camp is also joining the cast. McKenna Grace and Asa German are all together in this cast too now. So we kind of see what's going on. We kind of see the cast is coming. A lot of names attached to it. A lot of people attached to this. So it's coming out, and it'll be soon. So I'm looking forward to that. That's what we got for you in the news. That's what we had for you box office. We're gonna slowly put out these like nominations, and then like the first, we'll just do like a whole show of just giving out the awards. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, but it's just kind of our thing, or kind of my thing I'll do. We'll separate a couple, so we'll have best horror performances, best performances all together, so include horror, comedy, best horror or best movie overall, best horror movie. So again, the best movie overall, kind of all of them. We'll have the group for the best horror movies. We're gonna kind of separate horror movies from everything else, kind of like the Academy Awards does with comedy, musicals, and other like subgenres. just because we have our horror movie Friday, we do pay attention a lot to horror movies at the video store. So those are the plans. And then we'll have best actor in a bad movie. That'll include everybody. Um, so the best performances, that'll be male and female for horror. That'll be male and female for overall. Best movie overall. And best actor in a bad movie. We're not going to pay attention to writing, directing. So that was kind of go with the best movie overall. And I think the worst movie. So that's, 7 kind of categories here. I think that's fair. It's easy to do. So that's where we'll be at. We'll be about 5 to 8 movies each category. 5 to 8 nominations for each category. Because like the best pictures and stuff like this, you'll have the horror movie. I'll probably have 5, but when we have the best overall picture, I'll probably be 8. Same with best performances and stuff like this. So that is the plan. The first video you'll get is tomorrow, and that'll be the best male and female horror movie nominations. And then streaming Saturday will end, and that'll be best overall performances for every movie. And then Monday we'll announce the best performance in a bad movie. Thursday come back around, worst movie, and then best movie. So like within a week, or within the next like 5 videos, you'll get a constant pickup of the nominations at the end of them. So that is what we're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. And then the first, like I said, we'll have the award show where we kind of just go through everything and then we'll give out the rewards that we want. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please have a good rest of your day or night, and please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comment section. And see you next time in the cave.